Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is going to be an open mic session. Think we're going to have it for maybe 30 minutes. And I feel holding this is necessary because I would really love most of our community leaders here and most of my friends who are OGs in the space to um, help educate most of the people who follow us on what meme coins are and the idea behind meme coins. And now this is important because over the years, through me, tens of thousands of people have, flooded the African crypto community space. And we are preparing for a very brief um, crypto cycle. I believe um, April, May, we should begin to see strong upward movement. And although brief, we're preparing for um, a strong crypto cycle. And I would really want a lot of our people to be educated on meme coins, what they are. And I think if we have time, I'm going to talk about what shit coins are, what altcoins are. I know that the OGs, the bigger guys in the space, a lot of you already know these things, and it's easy for you. But I've noticed that most of the people that interact with my posts on X and the work I put in when it comes to cryptocurrency in the African space, majorly bringing that visibility to certain things I feel has a future or certain narratives that I feel, if given that little push can really fly. One of the things I've noticed is that a lot of our people interact with these things in ignorance. And personally, as a leader, as a pastor, one thing I've noticed is that the more ignorant a person is, the more emotional they become. And a lot of people, since they do not understand what a meme coin is, they don't know how to interact with it. I've I've met people who have cult like loyalties to shitcoins. This is a shitcoin. This is clearly a shitcoin, but they just live in one la la land somewhere in their head that they just believe that somehow they can wake up one day and all of a sudden their shitcoin would be worth $5. And I feel as simple as this knowledge is, I think if we have these discussions more often, it's going to help guide a lot of people, uh, help their mindset also as they interact with most of these coins, meme coins, shit coins, and then what are altcoins, these basic things. So I know a lot of you are requesting, it's, as an open mic, if you are an OG and you would want to just share some knowledge, especially for my beloved African community. Um, those listening now and those who will listen later, I don't want to stay online for too long because I have to prepare for service. But I just really feel because of what is coming ahead, it's important these things are put out there so that a lot of people can really understand what these things are. And I think at the end of the day, I see a lot of you senior men. Thank you so much for coming. I think at the end of the day, it's going to help a lot of people become less emotional about trading, interacting with all these different communities and different projects. And then it's going to help us become much more intentional. So we understand the risk factor involved, and the benefits when we are dealing with a meme coin or a shit coin or an altcoin. And as simple as this things is, due to my interaction with a lot of people, I discovered that for a lot of the people I'm onboarding, most of this basic knowledge is really missing, and it's really affecting the way they interact with cryptocurrency in general. So I'm going to look through the request. I see Satoshi Nakamoto. He has requested, so I'm going to bring you up also. And Cypher the Great, I'm going to bring you up also. And the more requests I see, I'm just going to be bringing you guys up so that you guys can just talk about it and just help educate our people, what these things are, what's a meme coin, what's a shit coin, and, just throw your experience out there so that somebody can benefit. Once again, thank you all so much for being a part of this. I know it's impromptu, but I appreciate each and every one of you. So if Satoshi is ready, I think he can throw out something that, okay, he's now a listener. So, if I know if you can put out something there while we wait for more community leaders to add their voice. So I think, Cypher, if you're ready, you can just share some wisdom with us. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, if Cypher is not ready, I think Crypto Whale can throw wisdom for us. If you're ready, Crypto Whale. Most of the people sending requests are, I don't know whether it's my network. So once again, if you're just joining us, we want to quickly, okay, Satoshi is available, so you can speak, Satoshi.
All right, GM, man of God, good evening, everyone. I really appreciate your work in this Web3 space. Actually, I'm to join with my other account, but I'm having issue with it yet. So I have this one as a backup account.
Okay,
So thank you. First of all, I want to appreciate your effort of what you have been doing in this space to liberate Africa, to make Africa understand that cryptocurrency is not for those Asian guy or those white people that we think this Web3 is for them. Because as you have said earlier, Africa we come into Web3 with a mindset of Ponzi. Many people don't realize that Web3 is bigger than what they are saying. Because these Western world people, these white people, is knowledge that they use to overpower we, the Africa. And if we don't embrace the education into our Web3 space in Africa, these guys are going to continue taking the upper hand. And if you, as a man of God, uh, I am happy because you are taking this upon yourself, because time will come, every Africa will appreciate you, and they are going to value what you stand for now for them, because you are standing in a bigger positions and you are seeing the visions that every other person are not seeing. And to be honest, there are pastors in this country, in this West Africa, in this Africa entirely, they are into this. They are doing a lot of investment on the ground on some project. They don't even let their church member know. And for a man of God to see that visions, bringing it not only to his church, not only to his close people, but for the Africa entirely, is a good job. So at this point, if you really want Web3, because it amuses me when some people will be crying that they lost money to a project, that this the core project and all that. See, one thing you should know is that if you lack education, you keep on losing and losing, and you keep on like becoming a victim in this space because you don't have knowledge. Project will go up for people to make money. And when people make money, what are you expecting them? They have to take their profit. If people are not taking money from the project, do you think a project developers, or do you think that that project will continue? People want to make money and enjoy their money. So if you don't have wisdom, if you don't have knowledge, you keep complaining. Some of you started insulting the man of God or saying all manner of things. Okay, look at CZ today. Do you think that CZ is where he is today just because is a white person? No, because these people, they embrace knowledge. When BNB was less than $1, most of you, you don't value it. But look at one BNB today. What of a Bitcoin? If you have a vision 2009 and somebody present Bitcoin to you and you invested $1,000 into Bitcoin 2009, I think today you would have what? Be a Bitcoin lord. You have a biggest Bitcoin. So what I just want to encourage us, we Africa that are coming up in this Web3, you need to prioritize education and value every opportunity that is coming from the man of God. Prophet Joel Gebe is trying a lot, and may God bless you. We have other pastors that hide some opportunity that they are not showing anybody. Have you questioned them? So please, I want each and everyone on this call, please, if you have community, educate your people, because Bible said it that my people are perished because of what? Because lack of knowledge. Because if you don't have knowledge, you complain and you stay in that poverty for a very long time. And people that have the knowledge, they'll keep winning. The same call you are complaining that you lost money, somebody make millions of naira. Do you think they just make the money? It's because of their knowledge. So, other speaker want to say something again. I'm going to pause here. So please go for education. Don't just be a follower. Learn. Dedicate your time. Do research. What Web3 is all about. This is what? This is the future money. Time will come. People will no longer use this paper money you are seeing. Everybody will go into digital. If you want to buy anything, you use your digital account, you use your cryptocurrency to buy. That is where the world is going. So thank you for the opportunity of giving me mic. I
Thank you
really
so
appreciate you. Thank you, man of God.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much once again. Before we bring up the next speaker, it's important that we understand that Africa is at a precipice of something really great. And um, the level of understanding, the level of strength, the level of community we have in this season has never been at this level. We are much more organized, much more powerful, and much more influential. And that's why it's important that the understanding of this global market that is, emerging in Africa, you know, gaining knowledge about it is very important. Now, as a pastor, before I bring up the next speaker, the first time I began to tell, leaders around me that I I sense a pull towards talking about cryptocurrency. In fact, I was inspired, at certain times to prophesy about these things. I met a very strong resistance from religious leaders. In fact, till today, there are those who still have their own reservations about it. And I can't begin to tell you um, how many debates I've had from scriptures about the place of the word of God, the prophetic in cryptocurrency. And obviously, as someone who is sound in the faith, as someone who knows when God speaks to me, I didn't just base off my argument on, oh, I had this revelation. No, I had to make sure everything aligns with the the word of God. And from reading scriptures, I've come to understand that, first of all, the earth is the Lord's, the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell in it. Meaning there is nothing that happens in this world that God doesn't Sue pretend over? Nothing. And we see examples in scriptures where when men gathered together to build a tower, God was interested in what they were doing. In fact, when God um, punished the king, the whole idea was to the end that man will know that the Most High rules in the affairs of men. And so, as long as man is involved in it, God can speak about it. And so, we had to deal with a lot of these religious people, a lot of these zealots, and I had to teach them from scriptures what dominion is, how every sphere of the mountains of this world must be submitted under the Lord God and His Christ and all that. And, those whose heart was sincere, they extended the right hand of fellowship. And like Satoshi said, a lot of you, trust me, you have no idea how many powerful ministers are actively involved in cryptocurrency, but they will never come out to say it because at the end of the day, there's so much around it. There's so much attacks, so much, controversy around it. And if you have not been given the kind of grace I've been given to stand as a pioneer in your generation, that brings the church to the place where they understand that our dominion mandate is beyond the four walls of the church. Number two is beyond selling pepper and going to the bank or working somewhere. It's actually going ahead, moving with the world, seizing the future with the world, and dominating in that space. If you don't have that grace, a lot of times when these religious folks come against you, it's going to be brutal. I remember when the church started embracing, some very few pastors started embracing television. A lot of religious sect kicked against it. They spoke against it and all that. But today, the television is one of the most powerful ways we evangelize out there. Same with the internet. Same with cryptocurrency. That's where the world is going to. You see, so that's why we do what we do. For me, I'm a man on a mission. A lot of people may not understand it now, and it's okay. I understand. We're going to give them years to understand, So a lot of people may not understand why is a pastor actively involved in cryptocurrency. It's because, their understanding of what it means to be a kingdom man may be limited to, the four walls of a church or of a building, So let's go for knowledge. Let's keep growing. And I think who's the next person that would want to speak now? I still see BTC Buddy. Is it Buddy or something there? Let me be sure I'm pronouncing. Okay, yes, Eagle Crypto something.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So okay, so you continue. You can speak, and then Francis will speak. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, man of God.
Good evening, brother.
It's good to share space with you for the first time. I've always been a listener, and it's a privilege to speak on an amazing platform like this. Thank you for bringing up this topic so that we will have knowledge of what meme is all about and know how to treat a meme. Thank you so very much for what you're doing in the African demographic and the knowledge and light you have actually brought into African demographic, which has attracted other demographics like Asians to also beam their light in Africa. African crypto talks cannot be overemphasized without your name being mentioned. So you have actually played a very vital role in making sure that we are seen and heard globally. However, I also want to say thank you to the listeners. Pamo, I see you, Lady Dev. I can see you. I see a lot of great minds on the space who have the 360. I can also see you. Great minds are here to, share ideas on what we understand by the word, what is a meme coin, and how it should be treated. When you call a coin, there is a way sometimes you put the coin and people do not understand it. And you try to make it fun, but they don't understand what the message you're trying to pass. I will take our minds back to when what meme is all about and when MemeCoin started and what is the idea behind a meme coin and how people should treat a meme coin and stop casting aspersions on people who cause those meme coin based on what their knowledge is. What we should understand is that a meme coin is a coin built on fun, hype, and community engagement. A meme coin is not necessarily a utility coin. That's what people it's not people tend to not understand. And when you talk about a meme coin, we have like altcoins. Altcoins are coins that are built to replicate BTC and the rest of them. But from altcoin, we now talk about a meme coin. And the meme coin, which I'm trying to talk about, basically, which is what you asked, is coin built on fun. Something built on fun. I don't know why people will be angry about when you talk about it, when you post about it, when you encourage people to take most times that most of your spaces you host, you tell people that, see, take your profit. You're not asking them, you're not saying that you must hold to Jesus crumbs. You will say you should know when to take your profit. Most times people treat me. In fact, you always say that I've been in your space, or most of the pieces you write will say, treat a meme like a meme. You understand? So a meme coin is something that is built on hype, and if there is no hype, there is no growth on it. It's also built on fraud. Probably, so like I was in one of the spaces, one of the Asian spaces. Somebody came up to space to speak that he's building a coin based on a dead cat. The developer asked him why. He said, "I love my cat so much," and blah 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 blah. The guy said, but he said, "Yeah, I just want to pay a tribute." So he said he wants to use the money he realized there for charity and the rest of them. What does that tell you? A meme coin does not necessarily be tied to a utility. That's the point. A meme coin is something that is built on community support. Who are the communities? You and I. And people should try to understand that um, if there is no utility backup on a meme coin, it doesn't necessarily mean that that coin, how do I say, will not do well when there is a community support on that coin. The community will keep talking about the coin will keep growing. And you who invested early, you just have to take a profit. When we talk about meme coin, people should know that three things are involved, majorly three things are involved. What are involved is fun. Is either it's built on fun, because like I wouldn't want to mention the coin name because we're not here to promote a coin, however, but there's the coin that they built based on what do you call it, one comedian like that, because the comedian is a good guy and the rest of them, so the guy said, "I'm doing this coin because of the comedian." Now that is all about fun. When you talk about community can come up and pick up a project and say, "Okay, let's push out this project," but there's no utility around it. So, okay, let's talk about it. Is CTO, community takeover, they took over the coin because of the narrative that they have in mind, or they saw that the developer had, they dream, okay, they pick it up, they push it out. That is a meme coin for us. When we are trading meme coin, we should know that one thing attached to meme coin is volatility. Meme coin is volatile in nature. Now, for instance, those who trade futures, I want to point out something there. The difference between meme coin, altcoin, and stable coin. Now, for instance, if you're trading BTC, you can be able to decipher, or for instance, you can say, okay, BTC can touch this support level or this resistance level, and it will move to this level and it will come back. But when you talk about meme coin, for instance, like Shiba Inu, Fluky, even Dodge, because they are all built on fun. Yes, all these tokens I just mentioned, they are all built on fun, not on any real utility. Go and do your research. There were no utility tied on Shiba when it was built. There were no utility tied on Fluky when it was built. There were no utility even tied on Dodge. What made those coins to flew up was just a tweet by social media. Those are the things that meme, pump. Social medias, community engagement, hypes. So why would you not, understand how these things work before you venture into it? That is why the previous speaker spoke talking about crypto education, and that is one good thing I love that is evolving in African demography now. Why? Because African demograph developers are now building things based on our needs. Okay, for instance, I will mention TKC, which is the token of Prophet Joel. He built this token, and now there is a need of what he is building behind that project to solve a particular need. Is no longer a meme coin. There is a need is solving in the ecosystem. Now I will mention DST. There is a need of education in the ecosystem where people can be able to actually decipher what they are going to, understand where they are going to. So they decided to, have a certain knowledge of what they're going to. But when you are treating a meme coin, you require education before you come into this platform. So when we are calling people's name, calling people out, why do you call this coin? Why are you promoting this one? Why are you promoting? The sky is so big for everybody. In cryptocurrency, that's why they put NFA, not a financial advice. DYOR, do your own research. Our people lack knowledge. Our people lack that basic knowledge, or our people do not want to take their time and do research. That is the problem. And know how to follow all these things. I will repeat it again. You said it. See, treat this thing like gamble. There's a token you pushed one certain time, the prophet. You said, treat it like gamble, take your profit. What does that tell you? It's just based on hype because there were nothing backing it. But some people will still come out and say, why are you doing this thing? Why are you doing this? And when, by the special grace of God, it has blessed one or two persons. So why you are criticizing is because you didn't take part of it. It pains you. There's something I wouldn't want to. There's something that happened. Somebody that normally try to castigate, try to cast aspersion. But lately, I see that person is no longer casting aspersion because he got in early and he made some profit from that call. So his aspersions has died off. So most people who try to cast aspersions are those who were not able to come in early. Prophet, I tell you the truth. If you know me very well, I'm very blunt and I sleep on earth. I see posts and I follow a lot of people, and I don't give whatever you think about me, how you want to feel. This is BTC by day. I think the way it is. This person, I've been following this person. He will be casting aspersions, doing this, doing that. But when I think maybe the person has gone to do his own research and understand how this thing works, so he was able to go in early. And I've stopped seeing the persons, trying to attack and the rest of them because he got in early. He's now promoting another project. What does that tell you? People need to get education before they come into whatever they call it. So thank you so very much for this open mic. We have people can as well discuss, learn, and share ideas.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for what you're doing us, and God will bless you.
Thank
I
you,
will
brother.
unmute
You're
my mic.
amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was a nice one. So if I move to the next person, Francis, I can see him raising his hand. I want to celebrate my friend Pamo. It's nice to see you here. Wilberforce, I saw him earlier. The Lady Dev, DST community, and there are many amazing people. I see Sir Chris, the 360, and all the amazing minds here. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Um, like I like I said, and I would want to agree with what everyone here has been saying. Knowledge is power. I remember the first time someone showed me a cryptocurrency. I think it was Litecoin. And this brother met me and he told me, he said, I believe God speaks to you. And anything God tells you, you'll be able to share with me. So he showed me that coin. I think the coin was really down. I think this was before COVID. Yeah, I think before COVID, just those early period when we were still hearing about COVID rumors. And I told him, I said, okay, buy this particular coin. This was going to happen with the coin. That's what's going to happen. I was shocked that I was able to receive inspiration about the coin. Fast forward many months later, yeah, I think many months or a year later, I've forgotten because I know he held that coin for very long. I think the coin did one push one time, and he made a lot of money from that particular coin. And I think around 2021, a brother met me somewhere in Lagos. And that was the first time I saw coin market cap in my life. He opened it to me and said, oh, there's so many coins here. Which one is the Holy Ghost saying he should buy? So I said, wow, I don't know, but I'm going to pray about it. And then, I would pray about these things and then I would see pointers on different projects and how it would do well, some long term, short term, and all that. And I got so excited. I said, wow, the church can benefit from this. And when my attention was piqued by the divine, then I began to receive, revelations about what would happen to the world and why it's important for the world to get into crypto early. And for a lot of people who may not know why I'm in crypto, it's not money. Money is not the orientation. Yes, are we profiting? Yes, by the grace of God, but money is not the orientation. We have a ministry already. We have people who we're imparting all over the world. We have one of the biggest music band in Africa currently. You know, I have a lot of powerful friends. So we have a system around us that can support us financially already. Without cryptocurrency. Why am I in crypto? Why am I talking about crypto? Even though most of my friends, who a lot of you may know, and some of you might have approached them with your cryptocurrency ideas, as much as they will pray for you, they would never ever come out in their platform to ever, give you any form of endorsement because they trust you enough to pray for you, but they don't trust you enough to stand with you publicly. All right. So he told me many years ago, he said, go there and stand. Your presence in the cryptocurrency space will make a lot of believers seek out the knowledge. From God's perspective, it's not necessarily how much you are making that he's interested in, it is the knowledge. Because he told me that a time is coming when the world is going to be torn apart in such a way that countries will refuse to interact with each other and the financial systems of the world will be split. And currencies that used to have power in other nations will cease having power. I heard that the Iranian currency has plummeted to Hades. That's what is happening. You now begin to see that diverse countries will no longer acknowledge each other's currencies. And that's going to cause a big issues for the missionaries in those territories. And then what the Holy Ghost told me was that when the church gained this knowledge, when those days comes, it will still be easy for the church in different communities and different territories to send reliefs to brethren. Now, how can we get the church to that point? Since we understand that Africa is important to the last day revival, is for God to send certain men into uncharted waters to stand there. When he was sending me with this errand, he told me something. He said, I'm sending you like Moses, and that a time would come when the people would stone you. He told me clearly, he said, time would come when the people would stone you, but be faithful. My presence in crypto has caused a lot of big ministers who shied away from it to become comfortable with it. You don't have an idea how many people call me. I was recently one of my friends, I don't need to mention his name, very big elite minister in Nigeria. And he told me, he said, Prophet, I want to learn this crypto thing. I want to understand it. The Lord has been putting it in my heart to learn this crypto thing. You see? So that's why we are here. We are not here because we are jobless. We are not doing this because we don't have anything to do. We are strategic. We are positioned for our generation in such a way that the future people that are coming, if Jesus starts to come, is going to benefit greatly from the vote of knowledge that we are going to believe in for them. I see Apostle Freedom also. Thank you for joining. So let's allow Francis share his knowledge on what MemeCoin is and how we should treat it as an emerging, growing African community. And then we'll move to the next speaker. So, Francis, you can share knowledge with us now.
Okay. Good evening, Prophet. Good evening, everyone. Um, First of all, Prophet, I want to say thank you for all you have been doing in this space. When I first know about you, I was called by a brother during that era of WikiCard. So he called me because he knew I am into cryptocurrency. So he called me and told me that this prophet spoke about this coin, that I should buy this coin and hold this coin for long. So I go through the wiki card roadmap. I check everything about it. I saw that they were building, and wikicard is a long-term token. So I ate on it. I bought wikicard till today. I haven't sold my wikicard even when it it rose very high. I haven't sold a dime of it because I know that wikicard is a long-term project. And I when I first made creep on Twitter, I saw creep on Twitter, like other people were posting creep. I just like I screw and pass. But I saw you post about creep. Is it the first day I saw it? I was like, my spirit is telling me go and buy this token. Like I checked everything about the token and I saw what they were building. And my spirit was telling me that I should buy this token. I should buy this token. The first day I just pass, I scroll and pass. Then the second day again, you still post about it. I say no, 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 no. I should just buy this token because my spirit is telling me that I should buy this token because I've checked everything. It's okay. And I ape into it. I ape into creep with conviction, with belief, and everything I saw that they are building. So I bought it. I held my creep. So creep rose very high with my little money. I made a lot of money. I took some and leave the remaining one there. So I want to appreciate you, sir. I know most people won't come out plainly to say you are doing what is right, like you are helping people. Like I know so many people have been blessed through you, sir. They have been blessed through you. And most people, they don't understand that crypto is not a get rich quick scheme. When they hear about crypto, they will just rush into crypto without doing their findings, without seeking for knowledge. I have paid for classes. I have paid because I want to gain the knowledge. I want to know how this thing work. So many people, they will just let me say maybe someone help them to buy this token. And once the token rose now, they won't be able to sell it because they don't have that knowledge. They don't have that knowledge. You can still buy a coin that still have utility and that coin still die. So what I'm trying to say is that, sir, you are trying a lot. And before anyone invest he or her money into crypto, that person should know that he is taking the risk on he or her own instinct. Let that person know that he's taking the risk on himself because crypto is risk because you can still buy coin that have utility and that coin still die. So I don't have much to say, sir.
Wow.
I want to appreciate you and thank you for giving
Thank
me
you
the
so
privilege
much,
to speak.
Francis. Thank you so much for the contribution.
Appreciate.
Congratulations for all your wins. Before I bring up the next speaker, if you want to speak, just raise your hand. Before I bring up the next speaker, I would like to say something. I was talking to someone one day and I said, when I see people get emotional about cryptocurrency, and some people will tell themselves that, oh, hold until we get to 20 billion. 20 billion is the mark. Now, I believe in your 20 billion, but the truth is that cryptocurrency for now, whether it's BNB you're talking about, or Ethereum, or any of this amazing coin. We're not even talking about shit coins, Ethereum, BNB, or whatever. Cryptocurrency for now, for the super rich, it's either a way to hold wealth or to launder wealth or to um, move wealth under the radar. without nobody noticing. And then for the rest of the world, cryptocurrency is is a game of positioning, meaning that vision you have for your coin to get to $2 billion market cap, and then you believe that the whole community will be rich. The truth is that the community will be rich only if they bought early. That's simple. That's the simple truth about cryptocurrency. I know people don't like to hear this, but this is the truth about cryptocurrency. I know the first time I began to talk about cryptocurrency publicly, I kept on saying position. It's all about position. You know, it's all about position. You see, when your coin get to that $2 billion market cap, the simple truth is that as you are selling there, there's someone who that is his entry point. And whether you like it or not, that person is going to, it's going to be sad because they're losing money. And this was why I coined the second word wealth transfer. Because first of all, it rewards those who have faith enough to position early. Secondly, it transfers wealth from one person to another. And when wealth has been transferred, the rest of the people wait for their turn. This thing follows a very unique system. And you see, there's a way God works. You who is going to pioneer certain things, He will pass you through the fire so that you will learn. I remember when I started earlier and I started receiving all this vision, and then I saw a coin called Shiba in a vision. We searched for it. We discovered it was a coin, Shiba, I'd never heard of that coin anywhere before. It was a dead coin. In fact, when I saw, and then the Lord told me that this is going to be one of the biggest coin in the crypto space. So I did a small group. I told some of my brethren that time they joined. I think the first person from, I don't want to say from Africa. I would have said from Nigeria because I don't know who else knew about Shiba Inu. To the best of my knowledge, I don't think anyone really knew about that coin. But the first man to buy in that our WhatsApp group is our brother Prophet Emmanuel Keke. He's not online now. He was the first man to buy in that little group that we had. In fact, when he, when he bought it, he was laughing. We were all laughing, because we had billions. We didn't know we were laughing at generational wealth. You see. And when Shiba became so big and blew up and became so massive because of Elon's tweet that a lot of people mistook for a signal, I became so confident. There's a reason I'm saying all this. So guess what? Everything that came to my spirit, I will tell people to buy. In fact, brethren will meet me, assist us, what we are doing. I'll say it's for the kingdom. So I would tell people to buy. I didn't know that there was something called honeypot. I didn't know that there was something called ROG. I didn't know that there was something called liquidity draining. I didn't know that all these things were a possibility. I didn't know, you see, until I started experiencing, the Lord allowed me to experience certain things. And then I began to discover the fine line between, I began to discover the fine line between the place of revelation, as good as it is, versus the place of knowledge. And then I began to understand that as good as revelation is, it does not replace knowledge. I found that the hard way. I would be robbed, I would buy only pot, and my heart will be broken. I say, God, couldn't you tell me that, Joel, my son, don't buy this? And then I discovered that revelation does not replace knowledge. Those who are close to me, I'd always tell them, I say, don't think the prophetic immunes you from being robbed. Solana Dev does not respect whether you're a man of God, sir. One time, they robbed me on a Saturday night and I was supposed to preach on Sunday. I went to church looking sad. People thought it was the bodies of the Lord. They didn't know God's servant was robbed terribly, terribly in the night. You see, if you are not careful, Solana will make you doubt your calling, whether you are truly called of God. You see, so what has saved me is the place of knowledge. And because I gained knowledge and I understood it, if you notice the way I present cryptocurrency now is heavily guarded. I'm very, very careful. In fact, I scarcely put any CA on my public platform anymore. I've understood that with influence is preserved in structure. So I inaugurated the MSC group. And then I understand that a lot of times when people are not knowledgeable, they are emotional. And when they're emotional, they are going to blame you for their decisions because they will feel that you manipulated them. Meanwhile, they acted rashly and ignorantly. And if you're in place of position, the truth is that if those people cry out, you are the one that will be blamed because you are the one that's up. So you have to make your presentations in such a way that you are protected. Now, no angel will come from heaven to teach you all these ones. It is knowledge and understanding. A very senior pastor in Nigeria called me. He said, Prophet Joel, God is using you to do something very great in the African space in cryptocurrency. I'm talking about a very senior pastor. Everyone who is a Christian in Nigeria, if I call that minister's name, you know him. He said, but Prophet Joel, make sure your people understand that anointing does not stop chat movement. So let people not think because a prophet is talking about a thing does not mean if it is bearish season, the coin will not dump. And that's part of the things I struggled with, when I was new in the space. People just felt that because Prophet Joel said it should violate every market law and it should be going up forever. It doesn't work that way. So let's give Apostle Freedom the mic to also share his wisdom. And then I will interject and then we'll bring up the next person for the under 15 minutes or 20 minutes before we close. So Apostle Freedom, you have the mic.
Good evening, Prophet Joel. Good evening, sir. And good evening, everyone that is listening to me. Well, I've been hearing everyone appreciating you, and I will do same because truly your presence in this sphere has really helped all of us. Like, well, let me not talk for others, but for myself as an individual. And I know a lot of people who are here on the space and those who are not here, directly, indirectly, it has helped a lot of people. May God bless you for putting your face there. It's not easy to put your face out in the public sphere and to see that God's agenda is done. If you notice in Web3, a lot of people don't put their faces. They put either a meme cat or a meme dog, or they just put out something in the public there, but they don't put their real faces. Just very few people do that. And you've been there, you've been standing as a lead voice, you've been a great blessing, and I really want to appreciate you for your kindness and for your time. So all I want to say tonight concerning what is MemeCoin, I heard other persons spoke, and what they said is the truth regarding MemeCoin. But I just want to add this quickly so that I will not waste our time. One key word that we must pay attention to when it comes to MemeCoin is that MemeCoin gives you the opportunity to make wealth. Like, you can just make wealth as fast as speed of light. You can just make that wealth. You come into a project, like someone spoke about crepe, and before you know, you are up there. I know projects that you've put out in the space, projects like Ahachiko, their crepe, how they have they've given a lot of people X's, like crazy X's, 20x, 30x, 10x, people who held though, and then for those individuals who traded, maybe some 2x, 3x. So one very important thing I know about MemeCoin, that based on my own experience, that has helped me for the years since I joined cryptocurrency December 2nd, 2020 till this day, is that MemeCoin has given me and I know it has given a lot of persons that it has given me that wealth. It has given me that resource, rather, let me put it that way, that resource to be able to buy solid projects. I know some meme coins become solid over time based on community resilience and based on community cooperation in holding, and in supporting and in pushing the project by hyping it and taking advantage of social media platform like X to push it out there. I know that over time certain meme coins become very, very strong, where you can continue trading like Shiba Inu. You can continue trading on Shiba Inu till tomorrow. It's not a project that will just dump again. I don't think that will ever happen, because now it's now a very solid project in as much as it's a meme coin. So one thing I realized with meme coins is that when you take advantage of the hype and you come in early, especially for a very good project that you have researched personally, because this is a decentralized system. It's not, you don't need anybody to come and do research for you. You have to do the research yourself, or you have to position yourself with people who are vast in knowledge, who have good understanding of how the space work, and then you follow, you navigate with them. Okay. Okay, thank you for that accolade. I really appreciate. So, when you position with such kind of individuals, you get opportunity to come into projects very early, and then by the time you buy, nobody will tell you at 5x sell, oh, at 10x come and sell. You will have to decide by yourself. And one of the things we must know when you are dealing with meme coin, you have to learn to manage your emotions. In short, for me personally, I thank God for bringing me to cryptocurrency, because I came in by revelation. I didn't just come here because I wanted to come. Initially, I was trying to come in prior to that December 2nd, but that fear of, are you sure this is not gambling? All of those things. And as a believer in Christ Jesus, I don't want to be involved in anything called gambling. But over time, I just, took out time, pray over it, pray, until when it was glaring, God led me to start 2nd December 2020, which was a very dynamic time. But I will not talk about the things I miss, the opportunities I miss, that season. But like I said, when you come into projects like a meme coin, a good meme coin, you will now by yourself sell when you want to sell. If you sell early, fine, no problem. If you hold and it does well or it dumps, one of the things I personally over time have developed while trading meme coin is that it has helped me to be stable in my emotion. I never knew I had a problem with my emotion. And I believe a lot of us who are investors here, we know that when you are trading cryptocurrency, it deals with your emotion. So if you want to develop your emotion, how to manage your emotion, you trade. Okay, I think my network is misbehaving, but I'll try to round up here. So if you want to manage your emotion, you come into projects like meme coins, and then sometimes you sell early, and then before you know, you hear that it has done 30x after you sold. It's very painful, but you just allow it to go. You have to be mature to say, well, this is not my own. This project is not, I missed out on this project in as much as I made profit, but I have missed out. Another opportunity is coming for me. And then subsequently in the future, God now gives you that opportunity where you just hold, and maybe you just carelessly got busy. You were not coming online, or maybe you were busy, with one or two, and then you come back and you see that it has done 50x and you are still holding. And then you thank God for that opportunity. Another day, it will be another person's opportunity. So you see that meme coin give us that opportunity where today is my turn to make the wealth, in a large fold. Tomorrow may be your own turn. Next tomorrow may be that brother's turn. The money keeps moving. And then as this money comes to me, I've made my 50x. Wisdom behoves of me, or wisdom from God will, the wisdom I have from God should help me to be able to carry some of this money I have to invest in solid projects, maybe good altcoins like, the XRP and so, good solid project like TKC, because TKC now has a utility that is going to be unraveled anytime in this coming future. So I should be able to buy projects like that, because by the time that utility comes out, I know that TKC is not going to be where it is, TPT is not going to be where it is. So by the time I have positioned, because I made profits from this meme coin, that meme coin, this meme coin, you see that when those projects start growing and becoming whatever God will have them be, I am now in great wealth, because I was able to move this wealth, this money as God brought them my way, to the right projects. So for me, as I round up here, I see that meme coin gives us the opportunity to make good capital and then use this capital to trade reasonably, like trade with you trade with that sense of power. You go into good projects and then you invest, and then God helping you, 5 years time, 3 years time, you are now in great wealth. But the problem we have as I round up is that some people don't know how to manage their emotion. They lose money here, they shout. Some people even make money here instead of taking the profits they've made to good projects. They just squander the money thinking they will always get the opportunity. And then they may not get it again for another 2 months, for another 1 year, for another 2 years. And then before you know, they start tagging with cryptocurrency as scam. Thank you for the opportunity. God bless you,
Thank you
sir.
so much, Apostle Freedom. Nice contribution. Thank you so much. And thank you once again, everyone who is still here listening and contributing. I see Tola Joseph's hand up. I'll soon bring him up. I want to say something. Cryptocurrency, honestly, there is no magic to it. Honestly, let me be honest to you. There's no magic. In fact, once you crack the cryptocurrency code, it's one of the most straightforward, easiest thing you can ever engage. Honestly, it's simple. Game of positioning, have an exit strategy, know when to hold, know when to sell, know when to buy. I've had people who would see massive profit, but greed will not allow them to take profit. Yes, it's greed. It's greed. You're already up 10x. There's something keeps telling you wait for 1000x. That's greed. How many job will you do to 2x your current financial capital in a day? How many job would you do? And there are those who are Mr. Buy the top. They only buy into projects when it's pumping. What you are doing is that you are becoming exit liquidity for the people who bought last week. That's simple truth. And because cryptocurrency is decentralized, someone can just be in his room. You give him 5x, 10x, 20x. He sells and offs his phone. And that's why for us it's very risky, because our face out there. Meanwhile, our face is meant to be out there to show our integrity. You know, if I was operating from some pseudo account, from some account somewhere, coded account somewhere, I can do anything I want. But I know I'll get away with it because there's nobody that knows me anywhere. Understand that cryptocurrency is not difficult. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's understanding emotional discipline, understanding your strategy, understanding when to buy into a coin, when to sell. And there are also those who say, okay, I don't want to buy the top. I'm waiting for retracement. And they wait for retracement into oblivion, you see. So it takes a lot of operations, to be very profitable in cryptocurrency. Now, this is the counsel I always give young people around me. I say, when you are coming into cryptocurrency, don't come with the mindset of, I want to use $100 to make $1 million in 2 days. That is stupidity. The first focus should be, I want to build my bag. Now, when the focus is, I want to build my bag, if I have $50, all I'm doing is that I want to see how I can build my bag to $500. That becomes your target. And so every $20 is a blessing. Every $20 profit is a blessing. Every $10 profit is a blessing. It's getting you one step closer to your goal. Now, when you follow the I want to build my portfolio route, although it sometimes it looks very slow, but trust me, you would scarcely lose compared to a man who just rushes into coin because he hears that people have made a lot of money from the coin and then he plunges into those projects. All right. So now, before I give the next speaker to speak, there are three real ways you can make money from cryptocurrency. And if you're right, you need to pay attention to this. There are three real ways you can make money from cryptocurrency according to my own findings. Number one, you have to be an insider. In my own understanding and according to my own findings, I've discovered that the first way to truly make money in cryptocurrency, or one of the ways, sorry, no particular order, is you have to be an insider. Now, being an insider gives you the advantage of information, and this is why people pay for core group. We recently started our core group. Thousands of people wrote to us, and we've been filtering them. 1K to join in for 6 months, which is pretty long, which is a steal, considering the kind of value I bring, you know. And I'm just putting that structure on ground, and we have had a lot of people have messaged. We've started accepting some of them already. And now, what are they paying for? They are paying for strategic information. Strategic information. The scripture says, buy the truth. Strategic information. You must understand crypto is not church. Crypto is a market space. And the man who is more strategic than you would win. Please, you see, every speaker has been emphasizing one thing. Don't be emotional. Crypto does not respect your emotion. If you like, rain courses and say it will not be well with that developer. That developer is chilling somewhere in his Maserati. Meanwhile, you are somewhere in your house, you've not paid NEPA bill, so they've cut your light, and then you are saying it will not be well with someone who is relaxing somewhere in Dubai. Is that not stupidity? Is that not stupidity? Pampe, you borrowed the money to invest from OPE. They're already texting your friends that you're a madman who escaped from a psychiatric hospital because you cannot pay back. And then you say it will not be well with that person. No, sir, it doesn't work that way. Take your loss, understand what you did wrong, and move from it. So people are strategic, they pay for insider information, and those insider information gets them early position. You see, and then number two, influence. You have to be someone who influences the market, someone who is blessed to be in positions where some of us are, and some of the leaders here now. It's not easy to be in these positions. Now, people just think that, you know, it's easy for an influencer to just stand up and call a coin, randomly and just call a coin. The truth is that the more crypto knowledge grows, in my own opinion, the less powerful a lot of the calls become, the less powerful, in my own opinion. I'm going to tell you why. You notice before, if CZ ever commented on your project, 100 million is guaranteed. 100 million is guaranteed. If CZ will comment on a project in the comment section there, the project will move like wildfire. But you notice now, CZ can comment on diverse projects and it may not even do 2x. You see? So that begins to show you that there's a shift in the dynamics. There's a total shift in the whole dynamics. However, one of the ways to make crypto money is, either an insider, you're an insider to get early information, or you are a call and you are able to influence the market, or number three, you are a developer. Meanwhile, that's the easiest thing to do now. To dev coin is easy. We have a lot of platform that's made it very, very easy. And if you're a developer, not all developer will make it. That's why a lot of people now tilt into, just rogging. It was recently I discovered that rogging coin is actually another way people trade cryptocurrency. I didn't know. I didn't know that The way people do their own cryptocurrency is they're wrong. That's their own crypto. They don't invest in anything. They're just wrong. So you are somewhere in Africa causing them. For them, it's just another normal day of trading. You see, another normal day of trading. It's so bad that Rog has now live stream it. I saw something on Instagram. The guy was teaching people how to Rog. Jesus Christ. You see, and this is why we in Africa, see, we have to be wise. Those turn down fire we are sending to these people, it's not working. It's not working. Those turn down fire has not delivered us. It does not work. That's why this knowledge is quite important. So, Tola, please share your wisdom with us, Tola Joseph. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prophet Joel. Good evening. Hello, everyone. It's nice to be here. First off, I want to commend Prophet. I was in a brief meeting yesterday with one of our partners in Turkey, and they spoke highly of you. So, reason for I don't know, maybe because of the algorithm, reason I was able to see this space and joined. But yeah, they spoke highly of you, and a very good of mine as well. They spoke highly of him. So you are doing very, very, very well, sir. Kudos and more grace to your elbow. All right, I won't take much time. I just want to give a comium to who a comium is due. The Bible says, "Give honor to whom honor is due," and because of the magnitude of the encomium, I just have to say this openly. It's the first time we are exchanging conversation. I'm not sure we've not had anything like that. So I must say you are doing very well, sir. So that being said, briefly on MemeCoin, I want everyone to understand that meme coins, they are culture, and culture don't go away. Well, they may be suppressed due to civilization, they may not be hard, but know that cultures don't go away. So meme coins also are there to connect communities. It is only in the cryptocurrency space you have different communities connecting to one another when you compare to other financial markets. Stock market is just there, forex market. But when you come down to cryptocurrency, note that meme coins are the bridge that would open you up to other communities. So there are many sectors, there are many activities that you and I can engage with when it comes to blockchain tech. But the question is, how many of us can build a world-class exchange? How many of us here are ready to build a crypto wallet? How many of us here are ready to launch a layer one chain? So those that are miners or validators, there are over 100 of them. On Chronos chain, there are many Bitcoin miners. But do you see them engaging actively, openly, whether in real life, whether on X or any other platform? The answer is no. They are busy writing codes. They are busy, ensuring that Bitcoin will not hit 51% attack. They are busy, burning, generating hash power to mine, to get the lion's share of the next block reward. But it is the conversation we have here and MemeCoin that exposes us to different communities. And you know what that means? It means MemeCoin will always expose us to different opportunities. As someone that has been here for a while, I can tell you for free that meme coins are not going away. And let me tell you one thing before I round up. When you want to embrace meme coin, embrace them based on a strong narrative. Embrace them based on community sentiment. They always have their own season as well. Yes, they have their own season. And when the season comes, it is always crystal clear. For about 2 years now, Solana meme coins have been dominating and they are still dominating. Before now, it used to be, Ethereum, meme coins, they will come in form of ICOs and all that. But right now, Solana is getting the ovation. Kudos to that. But the first remains that we must understand that meme coins are not going away. So maybe you want to wait for a strong narrative and when it's very vivid. Before now, exchanges don't list meme coins. Why should they list meme coins? But right now, in order for them to even get, you know, more users, more activities, they start listing meme coins. They even have dedicated departments on their platform as memes. And if we check quickly, let's go to coin market cap. If you have the app, then you navigate to let me see categories. Then you navigate to memes. Okay, let me search for memes. You will see that meme coins right now market cap is sitting pretty at, let me see, memes market cap is sitting pretty at $32.02 billion. So we have over $32 billion as the net worth of meme coins in the crypto market. It is not going away. It's a huge amount of money. So that alone is enough. Do you know why we have the likes of Michael Saylor and big hedge fund managers start buying Bitcoins? Because so much money, so much monies are involved in Bitcoin for it to go to zero. So meme coins in fact, during the all-time, hype of it several months ago, it was over $60 billion. But because of the market downtrend, of course, it is sitting at over $32 billion. It's a strong indication that meme coins are not going away. So that's what I have to say for now. Thank you very
Wow.
much for having me. Thank you, Prophet Joel, for what you do for the community.
Amazing, Tola.
Yeah.
Amazing one. Thank you. So much knowledge, so much knowledge, so much knowledge. And there's one thing he said that stood out for me. Meme coins help us to network. I've met a lot of amazing people, in the Web3 space that I would have never met as a preacher. You know, I've been able to, connect with a lot of amazing people on the Web3 space that I would have never connected to as a preacher because what God who I serve in the gospel, and our path, there will be nothing except God wills it. There would have been nothing that would have made our paths cross. And one thing I can tell you is that from what I'm seeing, I told some people, I said, there's an integration happening. The African market is becoming bigger than Africa. There's an integration of Asian market, there's an integration of American market in the African market. And the time is long overdue. For a very long time, we've been rotating money within Africa, and then we've been only taking a very, minimal share from the general global meme, whatever out there. But I think I personally sense that Africa is coming to a place where our market and the volume that we bring is going to be very, very important in even pushing Asian projects, in pushing American projects, and vice versa. Would have these people also come into African market because of the influencers that are going to rise and that are rising, you know, um, that would help become the bridge to connect these people to our amazing African communities. And I always tell someone, I said, if you expect Prophet Jewel to remain in Africa and only do African things, it means you do not love the cryptocurrency community in Africa. It means you do not love it because the aim of consistency is that we expand. There are a lot of well respected people who are on this space currently who don't even stay in Africa, you know. But because of one Prophet Joel, like the brother was saying, talking to one of his friends in Turkey, one of his partners in Turkey, sorry, and then the partner was talking about me. Now, it will interest. If you want to speak, you can raise your hand. I'm seeing um, the unknown ex user raising his hand. Um, so I'm pass the mic to you shortly. Now, a very message to me. I think let me call the name Hachiko. They've been giving me updates. Now they don't have to, but because of the impact, they've been giving me updates on their plans and all that. And then they write to me one of those days, and they were like, "Oh, some African community leaders told them, to go and meet XYZ prophet, and maybe to give the prophet something so that the prophet would come and stand on his altar and prophesy about their coin. Oh, that's one of the ways you move the coin. And they were sincerely asking me that, okay, do I think it's something they should do? That they don't want to take any step without letting me know. And I told them something. In fact, no one knows this. I could have just been there and told them that, listen, I'm one of the few uh, uh, um, notable influencers currently in the crypto space in Nigeria. Privileged, of course, because you people are the one who gave me that power. You know what you should do? Give me XYZ amount of money, give me $30,000 and give me this and give me that. I'm going to go on my altar on Sunday and tell my people that an angel appeared to me and the angel wrote Hachiko in the sky. And everyone buy the coin. And obviously, trust me, if where I am, if I do a video about a coin, it is going to go global. And I can beat my chest to say, in all humility, there's no prophet anywhere that talks about a coin before I've spoken about it. You see, so I don't talk about something because I heard someone talk about something. A lot of times is after I've spoken, that's when you hear their videos start coming up. But I told them something. I said, if you do this, this is going to be one of the biggest mistakes you will ever make. I know you guys are innocent, you guys don't know this, but you cannot influence the voice of a true prophet. I You see, I can influence and support different communities, but if I say God told me that this coin would do well, no matter what, just take it like that. Because I won't say God told me until God spoke to me. In fact, throughout this whole season, it's only crepe. Crepe was the last time I heard God say this coin is going to be like Shiba. You see, and I said it. So since I know that I have a global platform, I have the audience of the world when it comes to cryptocurrency, I can easily just stand up, do a video, talk about a coin, and all of a sudden the coin is everywhere. And then me and my family were super rich. It will interest you to know that with the influence I command, some days ago I was broke. And then I was laughing with my pastors. I said, it's not everyone that will have this type of influence that can still maintain this level of discipline. You see, so now nobody was there when Achiko is doing very well. Nobody was there when they were telling me this, and then they were like, you know what, we want to set aside a very a budget so that we can deal with all these people and reach out to them and all that. And I told them, I said, don't do that, don't try that. I told them clearly, I've never charged you people for anything. I'm supporting you because I believe in what you are doing. Anything you've given me, you people or your own decide to give me. You see, I've never asked of it, never demanded from it, never, ever done that. Same with ClipX, same with any community I support, you see. But don't ever, be tempted to go and offer up something to somebody because you want them to stand on the altar and say certain things to endorse your coin. That would be wickedness. But you know what broke my heart? The fact that certain brethren from our African community is suggesting these things to them, suggesting this kind of, now how do you want these people to look at us? You see? So we're actually in this to cause a difference and to leave our mark. And we're in a very pivotal season. Sorry, I'm talking so much. Forgive me. Let the unknown speak, and then Melissa will talk, and then maybe two other persons so that we can close because we all have church tomorrow. So the unknown ex user, you have the mic. Thank you so much for joining.
All right, GM, everybody, GM. Firstly, before I say what I want to say, I would love to, appreciate you, Apostle Joel Gibe. Thank you for everything you've actually done for the CTNG at large. At least, I think I stumbled on your page, on your Facebook page in the year 2022 May. Yeah, and since then I've been listening to you, and it's quite a privilege, for someone like you to, stay in the space and hear me speak for the very first time. So, all that aside, I will love to, go straight to the main point. The question here is, what is a meme coin? You know, the cryptocurrency space is a very controversial space, and for us to actually know the best way to approach some certain things in life, we must firstly understand. Even when it comes to the things of God, we must first understand God first before we know the way we can actually approach Him and so many other things. So, heading to the question, what is a meme coin? In my own understanding, I see meme coin as a cryptocurrency which value, sorry, a particular meme coin is a particular cryptocurrency whose value comes almost entirely from a hype, community vibe, FOMO, and viral momentum. Meme coins actually starts from something that looks like a joke with no serious, like, no use case, you get. And most times, another thing I want to clear on this thing is that we must understand the difference between a typical meme coin and a utility meme coin. Yeah, because there are some meme coins that falls under a utility meme coin. This is actually subjective, but based on the account of my own study, I can say there are typical meme coins and there are utility meme coins. And their example, initially, before the Shiba pump and so many other things, Shiba was just a typical meme coin. It was after the massive pump that Shiba decided to, launch their first utility, which was Shibarium. Now, in the utility meme coin aspect, we have growing meme coins that falls under the utility meme coin, like the OC cat, Wikicat, and the rest. Those has a lot of utility backing the project. It is not basically on trends, jokes, and so many other things. So, in order to know the best way to approach meme coin, we must first understand what a meme coin is. Number one. Number two, the things that powers a meme coin and the things that actually drives them. Like I said earlier, a typical meme coin has zero or almost, yes, zero practical use. That's a meme coin for you. And because it has zero practical use, one of the best way to approach it is in a way, is more like a gambling. Yeah, no long-term vision. Once you are actually interacting with a typical meme coin, the best way to approach it is approaching it as something that has no long-term vision. And the four key things which I know that drives a meme coin is the hype. One, community vibes, FOMO, and viral comments. One of the things that took Shiba Inu and Dogecoin the place they are was a viral comment that came from a very influential man, which is Elon Musk. And Apostle said something in this space that there are three ways of making money in this space, and which influence is part of them. You get. So the influence which the man Elon Musk had was one of the things that propelled the move in Shiba Inu and Dogecoin. Now, understanding the things behind meme coins and what keeps them driving, I come to where I want to round up everything now. My advice is this: while approaching a typical meme coin, you must take profit whenever you see them, because it is something that has no long-term vision, something riding on a trend. And guess what? Trends will definitely die. Trends will definitely die. So because it needs trend and majorly viral posts from maybe influencer people to survive. Once you notice that these trends and posts are not coming as strong as before, that should be one of your best time to even exit that particular coin. But the best way is approach it like a gamble. Once you once you put in your money, have a particular amount you want to make, 2x, 3x. Once you get it, you can leave it, because it is called a meme coin. It was not built to last for long. Something backed by a trend, once that trend dies, it dies. And finally, if you make a deep research about the rate, I mean the ratio of meme coins that have survived to that has died, you find out that about less than 2% of meme coins, about less than 2% out of 100% of meme coins survived, which means about 98, sorry, over 98% of meme coins listed in 2025 to date is currently dead and down. Now, imagine you interacting with a category of coin which 98% ended up dying. So that should let you know that this particular category has nothing to do with long term already. That is one of the main things you should have in mind. No matter the person selling it, no matter where it is coming from, it is a meme coin. And a good percentage, major percentage of this particular category ends up dying. So one of the things that you should have in the back of your mind is meme coins survives by trend. And because good percentage ends up dying, you must take your profits when necessary. There is this viral quote that normally goes on. I've seen Sawiba first tweet about that quote. Take profits, dev no be your papa. The dev is not your father. So endeavor you take profit because you are interacting with a typical meme coin. That is all I have to say. So while closing, I would
Wow,
love to give a shout out to Pamo, because I've been following him for a very long time, and E Prince also, GM, and to the rest of everybody here, GM.
amazing. Thank you so much. An amazing contribution. Before we go to Melissa, amazing contribution. You see, when I was, new in crypto, I had this guilt whenever time came to take profit. If some people see the money that I've seen in cryptocurrency and I didn't take profit because I had this, I don't know what kind of guilt to call it. I just had this weird guilt that I'm a leader. Um, there are a lot of people who bought the coin. If I sell now, how will it look like on my integrity and all that? While I'm doing all this contemplation, people are selling the hell out of the coin. A pastor dragged me to his car. We were sitting in his car one day, and he told me that kingdom wealth transfer should also reach you. Meanwhile, that time I had seen enough money to buy myself two houses if I wanted to. You see, so it's much more later in life when it comes to cryptocurrency, I understood the place of taking profit. Trust me, no matter how your coin pumps. Now, we're not saying take a profit in a way that robs a coin. That's not what they're advising you to do. If a coin has a good narrative, you can take profit so that when it dips, because it will surely dip, when it dips, you can buy more and have more. You see, but ensure and endeavor to take profit. And I will say this before I bring up Melissa: be, be loyal to projects only with your moon bags. No, may God give you understanding. Be loyal to what? Be loyal to projects with your moon bag. If you want to be a loyal follower, there's some people that get so emotional and so obsessed with projects that all they think of is that project. Is so bad that it becomes a cult. If their friends don't talk about that project, they hate their friend with passion. You see, and they get so pissed off when it's not their project that you're talking about or you are interacting with. I've had to deal with some of these fanatics a lot of time. That's not what we want in cryptocurrency. Be loyal to projects with your moon bag. Your moon bag is that's where your loyalty should come from. Whatever you choose to be your moon bag. All right. If you've seen 4x, first of all, take out your capital as a profit. And then you can continue your loyalty. If you want to do a flag for that project, you can do a flag for that project because at the end of the day, you are not losing. All right. In fact, most of the coins that I actually buy and trade, I don't even post a lot of them. As we're on this space now, there's a coin I'm already making profit from. I will never post that coin anywhere. So that's how this thing is. So just understand the game and then understand how to play it. Now let's have Melissa. I think Melissa is going to be the first sister speaking here. Before one more person, then I can call it a day. Maybe we'll try on Monday again if time allows us. But let's have Melissa. Thank you. Welcome, Sister Melissa. Oh,
Okay, GM, everybody. Yeah, good evening, prophets, Joel. Yeah, GM Postola, GM, everybody of the speaker row and listener section. I actually joined this space. It's my first time seeing this space, and I joined here because of Tola Bostola. I turned on this notification, and I'm here. And yes, the topic is what is a meme coin, and it's very simple to understand, right? People confuse it a lot. Anything can be used as a meme. Even me myself can, wake up one morning. I think few days back I created like a meme on I created a meme on base, and it actually did. I didn't do anything, I didn't push it, but just putting it out in the right place and it did good numbers. At least the volume pumped up. My aim there was just to get the creators fee. I didn't like, create it to push it or anything. I just wanted to get the creators fee for creating the token actually. So anything can become a meme. Just imagine Trump's drop a news today and say, oh, so thing is going to happen tomorrow. They can use it. It just has like your main focus when it comes to meme is what community is this thing going to? Where are you shilling it? Where are you putting it? It matters a lot because if you put it in a place whereby people or people there doesn't really they don't really trade the gen or they are not really into it, it won't really go as far as you want it to. But putting it in a group whereby you know that, oh, these people, they understand the mechanics, they know how these things work, and you shilling it to them that, oh, okay, even if it's good or not good, sometimes the dev might end up rugging, but you see the coin still pumping. It's meme coin has to do with the community. The dev sometimes doesn't even have full leverage over that meme coin because sometimes the dev feels like, oh, this coin has pumped to the top, let me rock, and you see the community pushing it back up again and the devs start regretting, oh, why did I sell this token? So once the community have, once they have once they are driven by that narrative, it sells very fast. Memcoin doesn't work with utility or use case or what's not. It only works with community mindset, hype, FOMO, and all. Once the community is out to push a particular meme coin, trust me, it's going to do 1,000x better than when a dev is just pushing it without his community support. So I'm just going to end it there. Anything can be a meme. You can wake up one day and decide to say, "Oh, your baby is crying, baby crying." Create a meme on Poblo's phone. It doesn't cost anything. Yeah, you say baby is crying, and then you put out a video showing that your baby is crying and disturbing you or something. People can be touched by the way the whole thing is, and they might decide to buy into the coin, and you never can tell that coin will actually do 1,000x and you did not even aim for that. So that's how things fly. Sometimes people that create token don't even make profit from it. Why? Because they end up not they feel like, oh, I just did it for fun and it's not actually going to do very well, but people see beyond what that person sees and take the opportunity in their hands to actually push that token well up, and they start regretting, oh, I had even I know, oh, I would have gotten this. So and then you now see them start putting more videos or more pictures that's going to motivate the community. Probably they buy in again, and then they now build that narrative, and then they are now confident that yes, this thing can actually do very well. So meme coins, anybody can wake up any day as long as you have the right community. You know that, oh, you have friends that are good whales that are going to invest, that maybe invest and push the market cap. It's just like a teamwork basically. That's why you see most meme coin project, they are CTOs, right? There's nobody driving it, there's no actual dev, it's just a group of community members trying to push it open. So meme coins are, it's just a way of making money off things that you find funny, things that you find sad, things that you find, anything basically. You can just do anything. You just need the right community. That's your main focus. That's where you should focus more on the community you are taking that narrative to. So yeah, thank you very much, Pastor
Thank
Prophet
you,
Joel.
Melissa. Thank you so much. Now, one strong take home from what she has said, in summary, is MemCoin is you creating value from the things that are around you. Jokes, sadness, the things you find funny, whatever you find around yourself. And I think it's a beautiful way to look at meme coins, just creating value. Some people can go and take a picture of a banana and just say banana coin. That's all. And you see banana coin at 1 billion and you're wondering what's happening. How is this at $1 billion market cap? And one thing I can tell you from experience is that the things a lot of times, and I'm being honest, a lot of times the things people take serious don't actually end up doing well. You know, there's nobody that has the ultimate master key for a successful project. It's just time and chance. Donald Trump launched a coin and it went down. It went down. You see, so there is no necessary master key, and that's why I always tell people: don't kill yourself on cryptocurrency. Like, don't kill yourself. You see, just learn. Cryptocurrency has given each and every one of us the power to create value from our surroundings. It's as simple as that. You know, is this something you find funny? Is it an old photo? Is it an idea you have? You may not even have money to execute the idea. You create a meme coin around it. Now, there's this culture in Africans. Why are we creating so many coins? It's because we don't understand what cryptocurrency is for. Cryptocurrency should give everyone, if it was music, I would say artistic liberty. Artistic liberty. You see, just create value from everything around you. There is no continent that should be loyal to any coin. Like, oh, we in the African continent, this is the coin we must hold. Any other coin beyond this coin is you betraying the motherland. That's stupidity. And it's only fools that think that way. Only foolish people that will think that way. You see. But for me, crypto is that, that platform that gives every one of us the fighting chance of entering into the trenches. Now it's so easy that you don't even need so much to create a coin, and put that idea out there. Put that thing that makes you laugh out there. Maybe it will make 1,000 other people laugh, or it will make 2,000 other people laugh. And then you have something amazing in your hands. So that's the take home from our sister's contribution. I'll take one more person, a web techie, so that I can, I'm a pastor, so that I can go prepare for church. I don't know why Pamo is just hiding there. I think when I join your space now, I will also hide in the background. I would also shout out to Lady Dev, Daystar community, an amazing token. And now, don't worry, I've not forgotten you guys. L Cake and all these amazing projects out there. We are bringing in the influence that's going to help us. This coin I bought is pumping. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's amazing. Oh my God, crypto is so funny. See, just pray to God that you have capital. Okay, so we're going to take web tech, and then lastly wealth maker. I think those two, and then we reschedule for. I see Brian raising his hand also. So if they are quick enough, we may take Brian. But if they are not quick, we would have to just take only web tech and wealth maker. So Web3 tech. Yeah, you have the mic, my brother.
All right, sir. Good evening. Good evening, everyone on the listener section and everyone on the speaker row. First of all, I want to thank you, Prophet Joel, for all you do for the body of Christ at large. I'm very, very grateful. You are someone I admire a lot. The fact that you function at, like the fact that you function at great excellence in diverse space in the music industry is something I really admire a lot. So basically, I don't have anything to contribute, just a question. So I want to ask a question. We've been hearing this will transfer, and basically I'm a student. I have low funds, and I believe God wants to use me to break cycles. So my first question is there a age barrier to the wealth transfer? And second is, how do we position ourselves properly, especially with low funds?
Okay, an amazing question. Now, first of all, the okay, Melissa wants to say something, so let me allow Melissa speak before I say what I want to say.
Okay, I literally just wanted to like answer the second question, which was how do you position especially like for meme coins with low funds or no funds, right? The other way to go around it, if you're not a whale, you should actually be like a builder basically. So you can start somewhere. How about integrating your already the skill you have already into helping this project grow, and at the end of the day you can actually generate capital for yourself to start up, trading on meme coins, and thereby to you in the process you understand what they are all about, how they run the thing, and in and all, you get experience in most of all these things. People don't just scam you out of the blue, or you don't just get robbed out of the blue, because now you understand how this thing started, how it's going, how it is being integrated, what and what must be done to know that, oh, this meme is a cook and this one is not, or what and what not to know that, oh, if I get to X I should sell, or if I get to X I should still hold for a 10x. So you can actually get a skill. If you're a singer, you know how to sing, and there are actually projects whereby you can sing and impute your music in their platform and you get it minted out, right? Their project like that. Whatever your skill is, as long as it's solving a particular problem, you can actually integrate it in the Web3 space and generate income. Then while doing that, you can take part of it, a percentage from it, and then put it into memcoin trading. Because yes, you don't have to use all your capital. No matter how wealthy you are, you can't put in all your capital in one particular memcoin, except you want to go back to the village, right? So you have to just take out a particular percentage and be disciplined with it. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Except you want to go back to the village. Okay. Does someone else want to add? I see a lot of people raising their hands. Now this brother is not asking the question necessarily maybe because it's broke or not, but a lot of times these questions come out so that other people can learn, other people that are, that may have maybe shy to ask these questions. And that's why we are answering these questions so that not just him, but every other person can learn. Does anyone want to add something
Let
to
me let me add
address?
something. I know it's
Thank you.
kind of going to be hard because you coming into the Web3 space with your skill is you're going to find it hard to navigate or integrate it, because normally you do it in the Web2 space to integrate it. So definitely probably you can reach out to me and I can be of help to you, because I community whereby I teach Web3 skills for free. We're currently on the cohort 2. So yeah, you can reach out to me and I would help in the best way I can, and help you stay positioned yeah, in the best way possible
Amazing.
I can do.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Melissa. So you can reach out to her for that. And for your first question about wealth transfer, one thing I can say about this, and we're about to get super spiritual about this. I've spoken about this in 2023. Now, for we who are believers, if a spirit is responsible for your prosperity, for someone like me, everything around my life is powered by the Holy Ghost. That's why we can be in our room singing the songs that God gave us uniquely in our ministry, and all of a sudden the whole world is singing the same song with us. We don't till today. We've not done any promotion. We don't do any of those stuff. We're not signed to any record label. In fact, I don't really take it so serious. I just upload songs out there so that people can listen to it. We've had offers from big, big, big music platforms. I'm talking about people that would invest hundreds of millions on us if I wanted to allow that. But for me, my sound and my music is a ministry, you see. So it's because of the understanding that I have that I operate the way I operate. So if God is the one responsible for your wealth when it comes to Web3, that wealth has a purpose. Now, in 2023, I say something. I say kingdom wealth transfer doesn't mean everyone would be rich. The same way the journey to Canaan land does not mean everyone who left Egypt will get to Canaan. I said this clearly, but you see, a lot of people don't pay attention. Do you know that kingdom wealth transfer can be God's excuse to take wealth from the hands of a disobedient person? you know, That whole idea is God's way of taking wealth from the hands of a disobedient believer and sending that believer into the furnace, so that he can be forged and built and molded into what God wants, while his whatever he had before and he was misusing is handed on to another believer. Yes, it is possible for our candlesticks to be taken from his place when it comes to kingdom matters. So for us, kingdom world transfer is God empowering end time believers for end time work. Now, if you do not understand this and what you think kingdom world transfer is, God wants to make me rich, and you enter into that flow and you say, I want to be part of this, you may be part of the people that will lose your money. And I said it that time. I said, some of you are going to lose. But the problem is that people don't listen to these videos. They just run with whatever variation they want to run with. And then when they hit a roadblock, they now say, oh, Moses brought us here to kill us. So that's the idea of the whole kingdom world transfer. Now, there's a brother I know, maybe he may be listening here. I don't want to call his name. This brother, when I saw the vision about crepe, because of how badly the space had treated me, I didn't want to really tell anyone. I just bought. I told my few people. I said this coin is going to be big. Crepe was building on their own. I don't know them from anywhere, but the moment I saw it, I heard that word. This is going to be next year. So few people messaged me. Among them was this young man who kept on begging. He told me his story. He told me what he had gone through, and I said, "Man of God, please help me change the lot of my family." You see, I gave him crepe at $33,000 market cap. I said, okay, buy this coin. He only had $100, the same $100 you're talking about. He bought with $100. When crepe was I think at the all time, the last time he gave me update about crepe, his $100 had become $60,000. You see, it's in my inbox there. It's in my inbox on X here. His $100 had become $60,000. As a young man, what work would he have ever done to get that kind of money? You see, and guess what? Guess what? I didn't call him and say, you know what? I'm the one who gave you crepe. You know what? Give me $30,000. Nothing. Not a dime. Not a request for a dime till today. And I'm always bold to say these things. Not a request for a dime. Now, why was it that among the many people that inboxed me, he was the one I was led to? That for him may be his kingdom will transfer, because it's the Spirit of God that leads. The Bible said there were many widows in Israel, but to none was the prophet sent, save to Zarephath. You see, for some of you, you don't even need a coin that Prophet Joel is commenting. I see people, they say, okay, Prophet, why are you not talking about this coin? See, I can talk about a coin for money now. If it was not meant to move in that season, it will not move. You see, there's a force, a lot of people don't know this, but there's a force that powers everything I do. If I'm doing it in season, if I'm, there were some people that came, I loved their project, I sensed the burden to support them, but I told them, I said, it's not yet time. And they felt like, prophet doesn't want to support them. Prophet is not seeing them. Prophet, I kept on telling them it's not yet time. Guess what? They ran ahead. Did all the project, nothing. When the season came, they had already gone ahead to spoil everything. I told them, I said, now is the season to move your project. But you guys ran ahead too fast. You see, when that season came for them. So this is how these things work. So that's the whole idea about kingdom world transfer. If it's a season, all we need to do is to just say hi in your comment section. All of a sudden the whole world will begin to bite, as though something is pulling everyone there. And lastly, I will say that, and you have to understand this. Sorry, I'm taking time before the next person speak. You have to understand this, especially for Christians here. Kingdom world transfer is warfare. People think that Satan will just sit by and watch the church receive financial freedom. It's not possible. It's not possible. Why do you think, Pamo has spoken about this a lot of times? Why do you think that there's always a level of strange manipulation that comes upon the African space where the devil moves people to begin to speak against voices that God has planted in the space, watchmen that God has put there, raise prophets who believe that God is the one sending them to attack Prophet Joel or attack this one, and then begin to coin lies and manipulation up and down. Why do you think Satan is doing all that? Especially around seasons when we're about to have a Kairos moment. Meanwhile, they have not stopped. Very soon, just give maybe 3, 4 months, you will soon see Prophet Joel's name everywhere. People bashing him. It's normal. So those who are spiritual already understand where this is coming from, what Satan is aiming at. Now, when the last one happened, I received a signal that it's time for you to bring in the Asian market. So whilst they were bashing me in Africa, I said, okay, on to the Asians. What they called attack, I said, this is a launching sign from God that we've now been given dominion in the Asia market. You know, so those seasons are going to come. For some of you, the coin that will change your life, something from the village will tell you don't buy it. Something will tell you don't buy this coin. No, this coin is like every other coin. Don't dare buy it, because there's something that does not want the church to be empowered. Because the devil knows that the day you are empowered, your pastor will be empowered, your church community will be empowered, missions will be empowered, widows will be taken care of, orphans will be taken care of. Satan knows how good your heart is, so he will not allow you to have money. So this is the whole idea about kingdom wealth transfer is so large that if we think it's just about getting rich, then I think we'll miss the whole aim of everything. And these things are in windows. I know when the window of all this whole crypto thing will expire for us who are Christians. I'm not saying cryptocurrency trading will end. No. But for us, the whole prophecy about kingdom world transfer is about positioning. And I know the season. It's not too long from now, not even up to 2 years anymore. Because the last time the Lord spoke to me about this thing, he said it's the season of integration and technology. This is the season for those who are building tech, whether I like it or not. This is their season. And for those who have followed me long enough, when I was listing the things that God will use to transfer wealth to the church, technology was part of it. And I've been receiving visions upon vision. In fact, the time app we're building will spend over 100 and something million, over 100 and something million there. You see, we are building something that will last. Meanwhile, there are two others we are building, two other spectacular technology that I received, you know. So this whole thing is so massive that just know that if God has positioned you and if God will bless you through cryptocurrency or through agriculture or through anything, it's going to happen in its season and not by your power. Right. So sorry for taking time. Okay, so let's allow the world to make up speak. I'm so sorry for keeping you guys this long. Forgive me. So what maker?
All right, good evening, everyone. GM. Good evening, prophets. I really want to celebrate you and thank you for a lot of things you're doing in this space. You see, your impact in this space cannot be underemphasized and it can be overemphasized. So if we keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, it will take us quite a lengthy amount of time. Shout out to Mr. Tola, Pamo, and the remaining amazing people. Um, you see now, my emphasis, all right, is gonna be like brief as regards talking about the meme coin because almost quite a number of people have thrown light into what the meme coin is. Okay, but I'm gonna like a little bit divert our attention back to the move that God is using our dear esteemed prophet to steer as regards the crypto markets. All right, this is just beyond what we think. This is beyond what we are seeing, and I will want to shout like a call out to everyone here. This is like the extension of God to us in this part of the country. You might not, in part of the nation rather, you might have no idea what really this is doing, and the weight at which our dear prophet is pulling is beyond the African market. If you allow me to say, I will say this is global, because you have no idea who is watching, like, do you understand? You have no idea who is really walking and watching and peeping into what God is steering from this aspect. And God forbid, in our own case now, they said prophets are not really honored in their own places, in their own homes, all right? But in our own case now, I will want us to be people that we honor what God is using our dear man of God to do when it comes to the crypto. This is a move beginning from um, Nigeria, Africa, but this is global. Believe you me, this is extremely global. When we talk about the crypto market, I think I was on Pamo's live the last time he had a section where our dear esteemed prophet was there as well. They were talking about the essence of the prophetic in the crypto market, and I took note of one key thing that Pamo said. He said, if you can have the prophetic in other affairs, if you can have the prophetic in the other aspects of life, then you can't do away with the prophetic from crypto. You can't scrap prophetic out of the crypto. And one of the major things that God has done for us in Africa, you see, i came into the crypto space 20, I think 2020 2021, and all thanks goes to God and Prophet Joel as well, because I think my first win in crypto was through Prophet Joel. I think he started talking about Shiba as at then. I think that was when I graduated newly. I was like, okay, what is this Shiba? I casually invested, was it $30? I can't really remember as at then. And lo and behold, after a while, I'm seeing 2000. That was like my first. I was like, oh my god, my first win in crypto, and I was so excited. That's thing that they do for here. I was just asking around and I was talking. What's going on? I just invested less than $50, and I so from there now I kept following. No, I kept following both ministerially, crypto wise, and it came to when we had Little Rabbit. He spoke about a lot of project, amazing project, Wikicat, a lot of it. But one thing um has been spectacular about this very great move. All right, I know we're talking about meme coins. We're talking about it doesn't put away the fact that we should go for knowledge. It doesn't put the fact that we should do some of this hard work. All right, but I'm trying to say or point out is, as we do all those things, as we put in our hard works, even our dear prophet was still saying that he has to go for research. All right, because a lot of things happen in this space. Solana devs, oh my god, those people, they will make you doubt your calling. They will make you doubt your hearing. All right, in as much as you put in your space and your energy, you put in your effort, you put in whatsoever you do, you still don't ignore it, because if everyone begins to am I diverting? If everyone begins to discard what God is doing through a particular channel, you will notice that the division will be heavy. And when the division is heavy, the push and the pull will be minute. So this is a great call to everyone in this space. God has given us our dear esteemed prophet as one of the major pointers from Africa. One of the best thing you will want to do, as I've said earlier, is to accept the move of God through this great channel, is to support the move of God through this channel, is to honor and acknowledge. You shouldn't come to a point like prophet was saying that in the few coming months now, his name will be. It should be that when the dragging will start, you should have the same way, all right, coming up to defend, not just coming to defend blindly because we want to defend out of sentiment. No. We should defend because we're witnesses to some of the things he was doing. We're witnesses, we're partakers. I think one of the speakers made mention that while why some of these people bash is because they didn't profit from a project, but when they started profiting, all of the anger went down. All right, so I would really want us to like um join this great movement. We should be more united than being divided in this space and what God is doing, and God will really do great things. Thank you so much once again, prophet. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Pamo. Thank
so
you,
much.
brother. I really
Thank
do
you so
appreciate.
much. Thank you. I must say, whatever we're experiencing now is a combined effort from every amazing person here, including you. So it's not. It's we give glory to God as much as we thank God for the amazing honor that we've received, and the privilege to serve. Like I always say, the people who are worthy to wield certain levels of authority are those who are patient enough to bear, the cross that comes with it. People don't know that these things comes with its own unique cross. For me, it's so bad that when people see me, I'm now beginning to look like a coin in people's eyes. They no longer see a man of God. If people see me as cryptocurrency, that's it. I don't even know what is happening anymore. You see, you know. It's just like coin, everything, coin. I was saying, is it koinonia? You say, oh, coin. They say, no, it's coin. You know, I see people come to church after service. You will think they want to meet you because they need a prayer, or they need a word from the Lord or something. And then they'll come and say, a man of God says, I have a project. I said, what's wrong with you? You see, some people now, I heard someone was saying something outlandish one time that, oh, Prophet Joel, that one a billionaire now. Say, if you know the kind of money when you get. I was now wondering, I say, wait, is there money that I have that I'm not aware of? You see, that's part of the burden, burdens that comes with this whole thing that God has given us. So we are grateful for the grace to bear these bodies. And one thing I must sincerely say to us is, if you're truly building value in whatever you're doing, for the sake of time, because I need to go prepare for service, if you're truly building value in whatever you're doing, nothing Prophet Joel is doing on his platform, or Melissa or Pamo or anyone is doing on their platform, should affect what you're building. There's a way I believe in quality. Quality speaks for itself. If you have a meme coin, let your communities be very strong. For example, TKC, you notice that Prophet Joe is moving every coin, yet it's not moving TKC. He's not going out there shouting people buy TKC. No, that should alone should tell you the level of confidence this person has in what he's building. You know, the way I build, I'm not someone who tries to gather public sympathy. No, 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 no. I'm not used to that thing. I allow when the time comes, I allow quality speak for itself. You see, and I'm someone I can wait. Maybe it's because of how I've worked with the Lord, or how the unique way God builds preachers. I can wait for the fulfillment of God's word for 10 years. That's the kind of person I am, you know. And that's what you should also have in that project that you have. Something can happen tomorrow. You just see Binance right day start. That's all. That's all. You see, so don't tie your success, as much as we're happy for people. Don't tie your success to, if this person doesn't talk about my project, I'm dead. No, 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 no. Build quality in such a way that the day we talk about your project, everybody else can see that there's value here. You see, if it means you changing your art, rebranding is part of growth also. Rebranding the way you do it. There are a lot of communities with amazing animations. People like the crepe community, the dog is it Xiao Lao, whatever. I don't know the name, but that coin is gold. Like, for me, that's my bull on gold. I don't be surprised if a video comes up from from me for that. I'm not shilling. I've been saying this already, so it's not shill. Now, that the whole thing was CTO. The dev dumped it, and I ran away. But when capacity came, and then the coin started moving, the dev started requesting that me and him would talk. I told them I'm not interested. And I'm thankful that God has brought Africa to a place where we can CTO Asian projects. And then they are trying to reach out to talk to us, and we are not interested. I have a lot of amazing Asian friends, so I'm not trying to spy the Asian people, but you understand the context from where I'm speaking. You see, so he was trying to inbox me and can we talk? I'm not interested in talking with you. He was requesting, sorry, that can we talk? I'm not interested in talking to you. And the community took the challenge, and the definition of meme, what I envision meme, I see, a herd community, all these amazing communities out there. I can't mention all of your names, so if I don't call you, don't feel like, okay, I'm not promoting you. Every community I see on my Twitter timeline, if you check, I always try to leave a like there. You see, I always try to leave a like there. So I support every single community, every single sincere community out there. I support you, you know. And let's just keep praying that God brings the African market to a place where we can begin to get global recognition, the global recognition that we need. If not because of, personally, this is my personal opinion, I may be wrong, if not because of the politics that I see in the crypto space, coins like Wikicash should be in Binance by now. Like, it should not be even be a prayer point, you know. Samap is one of the most exceptional builders Africa has produced. You know, there are a lot of coins that should be doing extremely well today when you look at the layout of the things that they've built. All right. But, I may not know. I don't know whether there's truly politics in the way these people do their stuff. I don't know. I don't even, can someone help me answer? Is there even any African project on Binance? I don't know. I don't really know. Um, Pamo, is there an African project on Binance?
No, sir. None, sir.
Jesus Christ. You see? None. With how big, do you know the kind of liquidity Africa supplies? The kind of pump. This is a bear market. I can tell you that most of the coins I've commented on, the push came from, sent them to heights, unprecedented heights. Um, you know, So it's a burden. And to round up, I think I want Brian to speak on this if he has something to talk about, how we can expand, maybe one or two wisdoms that can help us expand um the African crypto space in such a way that it gains the type of respect needed. So let's have Brian just throw one or two wisdom for us so that we can call it a night and then reconverge some other time as we continue this discussion. So, Brian, the floor is yours.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Prophet. Thank you so much, everyone on this in this space right now. Okay. So my view on what I wanted to start with saying is that we've all heard like really amazing stuff, but if you'd ask me, like when I saw what is a meme coin, right? I have this view where I think maybe different people want to kill the whole idea of memes, meme coins, and then series of things. But I think maybe the current narrative has to die. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that hey, all meme tokens should die. Let me not use the word die. I probably think evolve, right? If we keep looking at something, the whole track record, how everything is moving, we've gradually moved from being that system where someone just comes up and they launch a project about a crate of egg that they saw. We're gradually moving towards utility, and I feel like that's where African projects can come over and then do a lot of amazing stuff in, right? Think of when you talk about Kingdom Coin now, Kingdom Coin wants to build payment rails to help people and have that kind of utility. If you look at projects like Pudgy Penguin or most of these gigantic meme coins with billions in funding, they're actually trying to move towards IP rights, animations. Like think in the next 5 years, we've not yet hit I'm sorry, right now we've not even hit that iPhone moment for blockchain, Web3, and all that. So, like, the idea that the next 5 years, nothing really, everything we are talking about with crypto memes would all remain the same. I don't really think memes would remain the same. I think we'd probably evolve or change more into different things. Think of stuff with IP rights Or hey, maybe an AI agent wants to rent your office, or he wants to rent something that is your assets. And for that to happen, he has to create a meme, right? Am I right? I just think generally that's why I think meme coins are heading.
Mm.
And forgive me if I'm sounding really weird. I'm a builder that's focused more in research and development. So I really like
Amazing.
tilting. Thank you so much, sir.
Amazing contribution. And this really, before Pamo finally runs up what we're doing, this really resonates with what the Lord told me about wealth creation. He told me, he said, don't chase money, chase value. And number two, know where the world is going and go and wait for them there. And I think this is a very solid contribution that we need to look into. You know what? Um, it's going to be difficult, let me bring the balance. It's going to be difficult because looking at the African space, I think the greatest issue with the African space, aside from lack of education in certain areas, is also a trust problem. Now to build is very good, but to get people to a point where they can trust what we build, especially when what we build does not deal with certain key aspects of the average African mind, is something that may take a lot of time. That's why if you're building and you're building around, if you're building around fintech, something that makes saving money, accessing loans, and payment in general, you're making it very simple. Like what the OPay guys did, and in fact, that whole idea of OPay, I heard it was just like a payment method for O-Ride. O-Ride was the main business, but at the end of the day, OPay was what actually blew up. If you're doing something around fintech, or you're doing something around maybe entertainment, there are only very few areas where the average African man can actually trust to abandon what he's already used to begin to interact with what you are doing. For example, now I'm very very excited at the ideas of us building amazing things in Africa. But the way I always look at things is this: what is the groundbreaking contribution what you are doing is bringing? That groundbreaking contribution that can make someone leave what he's already used to, what he's already comfortable with, to port to what you are bringing. Because, sadly, when we talk about creation in Africa, sadly, and I must be very honest with you guys, brethren, it's more of refurbishing what is already available. For example, now you see someone who has a POS business at a junction in an area. Please forgive me for being so blunt. You see someone who has a POS business at a junction in an area. All of a sudden, every other person who's looking for a business to do in that area now thinks that the business to go into is POS business. And then you have 5, 6 POS shops lining side by side to each other in a neighborhood that is impoverished. You're wondering, why can't someone else think about something that is different instead of just trying to refurbish what another person is doing? Now, that's where I always think, you see. Now, if the demand is so high, and we know that, okay, this thing is so demanded for, but we don't have enough in supply, then doing our own variations of the same thing now makes more sense, you see. So if we as builders, and obviously, like you said, meme coin is evolving, which is very true, which is very, very true. And in fact, in my own opinion, um, any meme coin that can deal with efficiency, speed in communication, like what ClipX is doing, that's why I'm very, very bullish on them. You know, making transaction very easy, and it all ties down to this whole integration thing that God told me. If you notice X now, X want to keep you on the app, so everything you need to do, they want you to do it on the app. It's like a supermarket idea or a mall idea where everything you need is in one place. The same thing with every other social media. Have you noticed that for the past 3 years, if you want to upload data on any social media, you can't minimize. Before, you could minimize and upload in the background, but now you must keep the app open for you to upload. That's because they want to keep you on the app. You see, so you see different strategies to keep the attention, and that's why I know that Time App is going to be revolutionary, because we are bringing the missing piece, giving people authority, right to understand the value of their data and to understand that, hey, listen, your data doesn't have to be out there perpetually. You can determine how long you want this particular data to be out there, depending on how valuable that data is to you. There are two other things we're building that is revolutionary. I don't want to say them out here because we know how the culture we live in. If not, there's another one that God gave me that. If I tell you, like, how did we not think of this? So if we must talk about building in the blockchain, I think we must have to hold, and that's why I want to organize that conference in Lagos. I would organize that conference in Lagos, that cryptocurrency conference where we would all travel in. We have to now talk about, if we must build, first of all, we are dealing with Africans. The average African think that cryptocurrency is a Ponzi scheme. You know, he's right if you look at it from where he's looking at it, but we are looking at cryptocurrency from another perspective, which is what it can serve us, or how it can serve us if we know how to properly wield it. You see? So now, when the average African sees cryptocurrency, he's afraid of committing to it, because he thinks of the Yahoo boys that have made Bitcoin popular in Africa. The Yahoo celebrities that all they do is to scam people using Bitcoin. That's what they think of. Number two, if they don't think of that, they think of a get rich quick scheme. They're not interested in your innovation. They don't have time for. If they're listening to you on that space, is because at the end of it, they are thinking of, how can this pump my bag? Let me take my profit. And you won't blame the average African, because the demography is harsh. Of Africans go through so much on a daily basis. And this is why anything that drives a lot of dopamine entertainment, it sells a lot in Africa. So now you have to combat this. Before you now begin to bring in your innovation, it's okay. We have this innovation we've brought into cryptocurrency. Let's say we're building an exchange, because we know that there are a lot of Africans who are. Let me give someone an idea now. Imagine building an app for cryptocurrency trading that is in pidgin English, or building a pidgin English exchange. You see, those are the kind of revolutionary ideas that crosses my spirit. You see, instead of doing the contemporary thing, why not do a targeted thing? Okay, let's see how we can start with doing something that can onboard the the most amount of people here. You see, so I think in the idea of building through our meme coins, which is amazing. I believe that we still have a lot of work to do when it comes to educating our people, bringing them to the place where they would understand Web3 in the first place. For Kingdom Coin, a lot of people don't know. Kingdom Coin was supposed to be the church's, or is, not was, sorry, is to be the church's introduction to cryptocurrency. So if the church wants to get into cryptocurrency and they want to still maintain their piety, they do that through the Kingdom Coin, where churches are receiving offerings and tithes and all that through the Kingdom Coin. Number two, the Kingdom Coin is the church's mission coin. Those are the visions we have for the Kingdom Coin. And why I said it was supposed to be is because we have a lot of people now who are in cryptocurrencies from the church. A lot of people. So it's not like the church is trying to know about cryptocurrency. But just imagine, till today, with the mega churches we have, when offering time comes, we don't have an option to give in cryptocurrency. Let me say, we scarcely have an option to give in cryptocurrency. It's because a lot of people are not comfortable with it. Now, Prophet Jordan is supposed to be the link between you and this man of God you cannot meet. I can easily beat them, but most of you cannot. You see, I can sit down with them and tell them this what cryptocurrency, this. These are pastors with mega churches. You see, Then imagine now someone is doing a video accusing Prophet Joel of something that he's innocent of, and then a pastor sees it and he said, I said that this whole cryptocurrency thing is too dicey. Please let's stay away from it. And then some pastors go up and they start preaching that angels appeared to them and told them that WikiCat is going to zero. One pastor did that. You see, today WikiCat is one of the biggest coins from Africa. Imagine now if I wanted to drag that pastor, I'll say, but you said an angel told you that the coin is going to zero. You see? So, in my own opinion, brethren, we have a long way to go. We have to sit down, reevaluate what we're building, you know. It- and let me give you a perfect example of what I'm saying. Now, this is not to shade anybody. Please forgive me. Forgive me for sounding blunt. Forgive me. WikiCat blows up, and some other amazing cat projects blows up. Do you notice that before we say Jack Robinson, every African developer started producing different variation of cat coins. At some point, I sat down. I say, God, what is happening? Blue cat, red cat, dog cat, this cat. I say, is it that these people don't think? You see, and so you now see that the creativity quotient that we're talking about is lacking. You know, now, again, this is not to beef anybody's amazing project, but I'm just trying to state these things with facts. All right. So, if we want to be something, and that's why I'm working so hard to bring external influence to African market. Not just me, but I know a lot of amazing people here, who, partner with all these amazing people out there. We have some African people that even CZ follows and all these amazing people out there. That's part of the combined work we've been trying to do. Let's see how we can bring external influences into our African market. Let's look at the way they build. Let's look at the way their community interact. Let's look at the way they network. Let's look at the way they go about it and learn from it. I always teach my disciples in the church here in Lagos. I tell them, I say, the easiest way to grow is to see what another person is doing and copy it first before you now innovate from it. All right. So, Pamo, let's allow you close today's session with your words of counsel, and then we call it a night and then a day for some people. So, Pamo, the floor is yours. Is it from me or can we all hear him? Because I can't.
No, no, we can't hear him. Probably he's rugging.
Okay, so Pamo, we're struggling to hear you. I think I need to come to the UK and take your phone. I think I should be in the UK next month. I will take your phone from you. I don't understand why every time you're on the space. Is that do they have Ojo Elegba there in the UK where network doesn't work? Sorry if anyone stays in Ojo Elegba, forgive me. All right, we absolutely cannot hear you. Okay, so since we cannot hear him, I think we'll have him up some other time when we go live again. Thank you so much, everyone, every community leader, every community here. I see Dio, I see a lot of amazing communities. And every foreigner who joined us tonight, thank you so much. You didn't have to, but you did. Every whale, thank you. Every creator, developers, thank you. Every minister of the gospel of Jesus, thank you. Have an amazing Sunday worship. Every contributor, thank you so much for adding color to this live broadcast. Have an amazing Sunday worship. Please go to church. Don't allow crypto stop you from loving God, because at the end of the day, there are things crypto cannot solve. All right. So please go to church, enjoy your time in God's presence tomorrow. Come out with a testimony. And I know that by the grace of God, God has prepared something amazing for us this year. Father, we thank you. We thank you for how we started. We thank you for how we're ending. Bless everyone here. Keep them in the hollow of your palm. And anyone who's going through anything that they can't say out there, I pray that you heal them in Jesus' name. Thank you all. Good night. God bless. Shalom.